Live from 42nd Street, this is the Pix 11 News at 6.
Do you believe it? A 16 beats a 1.
And now at 6, FDU is riding high after its men's basketball team pulled off a thrilling and highly improbable win at the NCAA tournament. Hear from students buzzing with excitement. Plus, an early taste of spring set to give way to one more dose of winter. More on the cold and gusty Sunday ahead of us. But first, an unprecedented announcement from former President Donald Trump. He says he will be arrested next week in Manhattan, something that has never happened to an ex-president. And thank you for joining us for the Pix 11 News at 6. I'm Erin LeBeau. Katie has the night off. With his announcement came an extraordinary call. In a post on Truth Social, Mr. Trump indicated that he learned through, quote, illegal leaks that he'll be arrested on Tuesday. He finished the post by urging his supporters to protest. This all comes as a New York grand jury investigates hush money payments to women who allegedly had sexual encounters with the former president. With more on this, let's head out to Eileen LaPalmer. She joins us live from outside the Manhattan DA's office. Eileen.
Well, Erin, right now all is quiet outside of the Manhattan DA's office here and criminal court, but that could all change on Tuesday. As you said, former President Trump putting out on social media that he expects to be arrested and he is calling for protests here. This is all coming as they continue to investigate those alleged hush money payments to former porn star Stormy Daniels. An early Saturday morning social media post from former President Trump starts with, "Our nation is now third world and dying." On Truth Social, Trump repeats the claim that the 2020 presidential election was stolen and goes on to say that, quote, now illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan District Attorney's office makes it clear that he, quote, will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest, take our nation back.
It feels great.
It comes just days after former Trump attorney and fixer Michael Cohen testified before a grand jury, hearing evidence that Trump allegedly ordered hush money to be paid to porn star Stormy Daniels. The Manhattan DA's office is not commenting on a possible Trump arrest. On News Nation this week, Trump's current attorney said this when asked about a possible Trump indictment.
It's becoming more probable, I think, now. But the one thing I still hold on to is hope that justice will prevail, that the district attorney's office won't stoop to the level of...
A former president being indicted is something that we've never seen before.
Alan Sanders, a professor emeritus at St. Peter's University, says Trump's social media post Saturday is an attempt
to get ahead of the news and try to frame it in a way that benefits him. It's also a way to engage in fundraising. Constitutionally, theoretically, hypothetically, indictment or imprisonment does not disqualify one from the presidency or indeed from any federal office.
As for Trump's call for people to protest, Pix 11 reached out to the NYPD and the mayor's office. In a statement, Press Secretary Fabian Levy said, quote, in coordination with other local, state, and federal law enforcement, the NYPD always remains prepared to respond to events happening on the ground and keep New Yorkers safe.
Hopefully that this does not happen, that this is not a situation that gets out of hand.
Former senior Homeland Security and law enforcement official for New York State, Michael Balboni, tells Pix 11 law enforcement across the country will be monitoring social media and working to prevent a repeat of January 6th when Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol.
Who's talking about what? When are they talking about? But there's also other things. The surrounding counties. They can tell who's getting on the trains. You know, what are they doing? What are people saying as they're waiting in line? If they come up from the south.
And we reached out to Trump's current attorney, Joe Tacopina. He did not return our phone calls trying to find out whether or not there has in fact been an indictment or whether Trump would be allowed to surrender. We are live now in Lower Manhattan. Eileen LaPalmer, Pix 11 News. Arnie?
All right. Thank you, Eileen. Meanwhile, funeral services in Paterson, New Jersey today for a community activist fatally shot by police. Friends and family of Najee Seabrooks came out to pay respects to the 31-year-old anti-violence activist. The funeral comes a day after the state's attorney general released body cam video from the deadly encounter. It shows officers negotiating with Seabrooks, who had locked himself in a bathroom during what his family describes as a mental health crisis. Meanwhile, the AG says the officers opened fire after he lunged at them with a knife. But the Social Justice Institute is calling for a federal investigation into this shooting. All right, a beautiful day out there, nice and sunny, still a little bit chilly. Let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Star Harvey with a look at the weather. Hi, Star.
Hi, Ernie, and happy Saturday. Pretty hard to believe we are wrapping up the last weekend of our winter season here. Now, today we did get off to a cloudy start. Temperatures on the cooler side, but as you can see from this live view right behind me here, things are starting to make that change. We are getting some of those blue skies. Pretty beautiful outdoors right now. Now, temperature-wise, seasonable, we are talking 50. That's where we're supposed to be at. You'll see a lot of the area came in just slightly above that. We are talking low 50s for a lot of the area, but we do have Central Park, LaGuardia, as well as Newark that did make it to that 56 mark. Still plenty of sunshine across the tri-state area. We're going to see the Hudson Valley hanging around in the 40s still. We do still have some 50s across the city. Winds still an issue today. They are quite breezy. Of course, I'm going to have more details on what we can expect for the rest of our weekend in just a little bit. But for now, Ernie, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Star. Meanwhile, FDU actually delivered one of the biggest upsets in March Madness history. The underdogs from New Jersey took down the #1 ranked Purdue.
The lob, and that will do it. FDU believe it for just the second time ever. A 16 beats a 1.
And you see it right there. That was the scene in Columbus, Ohio last night when the Knights stunned the crowd and the world. Kieran Dillon has more on the game and reaction on campus.
The lob, and that will do it.
This is why it's called March Madness.
FDU believe it.
Fairleigh Dickinson University making history last night in Columbus. Some calling this the biggest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament.
A 16 beats a 1.
The team became the second 16 seed to ever win an NCAA game against a #1 seed. They did it against Purdue in a close match, ending 63-58, with the Knights taking the win over the Boilermakers.
We knew how good Purdue was, so like I said, every game, we've been on this every year, so, our job is come in the game and it's just like I said, throw a punch. We knew they was going to throw multiple punches. Just throw a punch back. We knew what type of game this was, and man, it was a game of runs, and we showed why we belong here.
The win, iconic and rare. The shortest team in the country, Fairleigh Dickinson, barely even made it in the tournament at all. The team only made it through a technicality because the Northeast Conference tournament champs were not able to participate.
We're trying to win the next game. We just can't be happy to be here. And the guys got to believe.
At home in New Jersey, the win is a huge boost for the school. These girls play on the women's softball team. Haley Bramberg's boyfriend of 3 years, number 25, Daniel Rodriguez, plays on the Knights. She spoke to him after the game.
He was ecstatic, and it's just great to see them accomplish something like that after all the hard work they've put in, truly. On top of the world, honestly, and after that win, I think that they can beat anybody in the tournament.
These other athletes agree. They all watched the game together.
It was super exciting to know that our team made it past the first four and into the, play the top-seeded team. And it was exciting for them, and it's exciting for the school just to know that they can make it that far.
These girls say the win is inspiring for all athletes at the school.
It shows that it doesn't matter what your odds are against each other. You have a shot, anything is possible.
And so we were just so pumped and excited for our team. I mean, we're a little school, so getting that little shine of fame and succeeding, we're so excited for them.
These students believe their team can make it all the way. They'll be cheering them on. Fairleigh Dickinson plays the #9 seed, Florida Atlantic University, tomorrow night. In Teaneck, New Jersey, Kieran Dillon, Pix 11 News.
All right, well, Pix 11 sports reporter Joe Masseri joins me now here in our brand new studio.
Lovely.
Looks beautiful,
Figuring out
right?
the lights still, but we got it.
All right, but let's talk about this shocker. What does
Yeah.
this potentially mean for this program moving forward?
It puts them on the map, Ernie. You know, all of the Twitter mentions, all of the searches now on Google and social media, it's all about FDU. They are the center of the college basketball world right now. And you're talking about a school that's used to playing in front of like 300 fans. Now students are going to go and Google FDU and say, I want to go there. Look at all the excitement. This has a good basketball program. And Tobin Anderson, the coach, says he's already been getting calls from recruits who have interest in coming to the school.
All right, so we know just a year ago with St. Peter's men in the spotlight
Yep.
with their Cinderella run in the Final Four, but the Peacocks didn't even make it to the tournament this time, right?
Yeah, the Peacocks were in an interesting situation, though, because their coach, Shaheen Holloway, was one of the most prolific coaches in college basketball. He was very sought after, and then he left the school to return to Seton Hall. So a bunch of their players transferred because the college rules have changed. That's why I think they weren't able to replicate the success that they had last time. If Tobin Anderson comes back, I think
Right.
the Knights will replicate it.
So what does a potential win like this say for FDU to build off of this?
Yeah, I think they can get good players. Coaches like to have their players behind them. So now they're going to have a lot more choices on who they're recruiting to their school, and that's going to be great for Tobin Anderson, the gang. He's proven that he could coach at every level. He did it at D3, did it at D2, and Dimitri Roberts, one of the best players, came with him from St. Thomas Aquinas here in New York to join him at FDU.
All right, let's turn now to the other Jersey team in this big dance. A 15 seed Princeton Tigers. Their matchup with Mizzou is getting underway. What do they need to do to make it to the Sweet 16?
You know, they say styles make fights, and this one is going to have to be a completely different fight for the Tigers, because when they played Arizona, it was all about the big men inside, and they managed to stop them for scoring for almost 5 minutes at the end of the game here. They're going to have to do that again, play some gritty defense, but with Missouri, it's all about the guard play. And they're going to have to lean on Tosan Awoma for the Princeton Tigers, not to be confused with the Missouri Tigers. He's going to have to have a big game if they're going to advance to the Sweet 16.
All right, all the madness underway.
Yeah, we'll have more coming up later in sports.
All right, thank you, Joe. All right, well, coming up, heightened security for today's the Yonkers St. Patrick's Day parade after a man threatened to kill police in that city and its mayor. More on the disturbing threats next.
Nothing says New York like Pix 11. New York news. New York weather. New York traffic. Wake up every day to the news that's all about New York. The Pix 11 Morning News. New York's very own.
Hi. As a physician, I like to help people. A lot of men are having sexual problems. At Manhattan Medical, we use high-frequency sound waves to stimulate the body, creating new blood vessels and repairing old ones by removing plaque deposits, allowing increased blood flow to the penis. We treat the cause of erectile dysfunction, not just the symptoms. You can get the joy of sex back into your life. Visit Manhattan Medical at manhattanmedicalassociates.com right now.
Save up to 80% buying factory direct. Compare this famous brand's 1-carat band at $8,800 with the jewelry exchange for $1,490. Stackable bands are $189. Diamond tennis bracelets are $499 per carat. Diamonds are at their lowest prices in years. 1-carat $799, 2-carat $1,490, 1-carat studs $599. Thousands of GIA diamonds plus thousands of items guaranteed to appraise for double. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange Hackensack.
Well, as the fun and excitement of St. Patrick's Day weekend is unfolding, law enforcement and security are on high alert. A New York man was just arrested for threatening to kill the mayor of Yonkers and police officers there during the city's parade. Now, that parade went on as planned and just wrapped up. Steve Cooge is live for us in Yonkers with more on these threats and the rest of today's festivities. Steve.
Well, as you might imagine, Aaron, a lot of the people out here having fun, celebrating, a lot of drinking going on. They're surprised to hear that somebody actually threatened to kill the mayor and local police officers here in Yonkers. According to federal prosecutors, the suspect in this case made these deadly threats, posted them online just days before this parade took place, and that suspect even vowed to come right down here to McLean Avenue where this parade just wrapped up. And in one picture that you're going to see in this video, the suspect is holding a pretty frightening looking axe. So we want to warn our viewers, this story might be disturbing to hear.
So happy. I come here every year and we do the same thing, and there's lovely people here, as you can see.
In the midst of all the fun
noise, and entertainment of a St. Patrick's Day parade and celebration, it can be easy to forget about the dangers that can come from anywhere. One of the biggest dangers FBI and law enforcement were concerned about were death threats made against the mayor of the city of Yonkers and local police officers.
Police in abundance here today.
Officials claim the violent threats came from this man, a 32-year-old Yonkers resident named Raidan Kola. Prosecutors say this photo of him holding an axe was posted on social media by him just a few days before this parade. Yonkers police arrested Kola the day before the parade. Authorities are calling Kola a religious extremist who sympathized with terrorists. A few days before posting this picture, prosecutors say Kola sent these messages to the Instagram account of the Yonkers Police Department. They read, quote, "First people to be crucified will be the Yonkers rats. Walhali Allahu Akbar," unquote. The last part is in Arabic for, by God, God is the greatest. That was then followed by another post, quote, "I will crucify Yonkers cops and their bosses all along McLean Avenue. It will be a horror scene," unquote.
That's one thing I can't take, man. There should be a lot of love in the world.
Despite the threat, the St. Patrick's Day parade continued along McLean Avenue Saturday, with thousands of happy people in the crowd, most unaware of the serious threat.
We see multiple police officers searching around, making sure everyone's safe. Bomb squad, with the attack dogs, and, just making sure that everyone has a safe time. No one's scared.
I think it's terrific. I think they mixed it up very nicely, the groups and the bands, and it was really nice.
Well, back out here live on McLean Avenue in Yonkers, you can see things going on as normal. No major police incidents to report, all that, which is good. The suspect in this case, Raidan Kola, is officially charged with making, quote, threatening interstate communications. That carries with it a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison. And Ernie, I did just get off the phone with local Yonkers police, and they say so far today, things have been good. They had no major crimes to report. So far, things are good. Hopefully it stays that way out here. Still a lot of hours left and a lot of people getting a little bit rowdy, but so far in control legally.
Yeah. Well,
Arnie, back to you.
Yeah, we will hope for the best. Thank you, Steve. Well, coming up in sports, more March Madness coverage, and we're checking in on the forecast with Star Harvey.
We made it through today quite lovely. Tomorrow we have some changes headed our way. Satellite and radar showing those gorgeous skies. But again, tomorrow we have a cold front sweeping through the region. You'll see it right here. It is dropping those temperatures. We are talking a good 10 to 15 degrees. I'll have more details on this on the other side of this break.
Before it hit the news, you saw it first on Balance.
It's not just trains, planes running into each other on the ground and nearly collide in the air. You're talking about less than 100 feet.
No agendas.
Can we trace these chemicals back to the derailment?
The liveliest debates.
Predator drones, Delta Force, or are we talking an invasion?
The White House and Mexico need to come to a better arrangement.
On Balance. Just another reason the fastest growing cable news network in America is News Nation.
Join LA Fitness and make a new day resolution.
2, 1.
LA Fitness has over 550 locations, tons of group classes, and premium amenities. Visit startlafitness.com or call 1-800-LA-FITNESS.
I have it all. Great job, loving wife. But I almost didn't. When I was 28, weeks before my wedding, I couldn't speak or swallow. Lucky for me, I was rushed to New York Presbyterian. Tests found a torn artery. I'd had a stroke. They immediately gave me TPA, a medication to dissolve the blood clot. Dr. Yasin and the team's fast response was the difference between losing everything and having it all.
106.7 Light FM from the 80s through today. Cubby and Christine mornings. They go together like pumpkin and spice.
Oh, good, because I'm definitely spiced.
Okay, so you're saying I'm pumpkin. Thanks.
106.7 Light FM.
You want to live in a New York that's safe.
or you can raise a family and not get priced out. Kathy Hochul understands that, and her budget helps make it happen. It expands access to affordable childcare and makes historic investments in quality public education. It means more police on the street, help for those struggling with mental illness, and Governor Hochul kept her word to not raise income taxes. So tell the governor, thanks for putting New York families first.
All right, welcome back to the show. I'm here with meteorologist Star Harvey. A beautiful day out there today.
Yeah.
Can runners expect similar tomorrow?
Ooh, it's going to be a little different, Erin. So today was great for parade goers. Tomorrow we have a cold front coming through, and what that means is it is going to drop those temperatures. We are talking 10 to a 15-degree difference from what we've seen today. We're going to get right to the top of our headlines today. So again, we did start off with temperature seasonable. We're going to have a cool down getting through the rest of this evening, and most of the areas are expected to clear out there. We make it to tomorrow, and we are talking chilly, back down into the 40s, but those wind chills are going to have it feeling like it's in the 30s for most of the day. By the time we get to Monday, we are talking the first official day of spring, and it is coming back with those 50-degree temperatures, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't make it through the rest of our week without some of those spring showers, and we're talking as early as Thursday into Friday. Right now, we're still holding on to those 40s. We have a couple of 50s, not just across the city, but we'll see them scattered throughout portions of New Jersey as well. Remaining quite lovely here on our satellite and radar. We do have those dry conditions continuing, sitting between two systems right now. This one is going to be the one that is going to drape through the area, and yes, we are talking temperatures plummeting. Tonight we can expect to come in at 31 degrees, mostly clear skies, and we will have some of our suburbs making it into the 20s tonight. Tomorrow we bounce back into the 40s. Again, we'll get a nice mix of sun and clouds, but we're also going to have to account for some of those breezes moving through the area with this front making its way through. Now, precip-wise, we are talking pretty dry, not just tomorrow, but getting through the first half of our week. Here's a look at Monday, looking pretty nice there. Tuesday looks pretty nice. It's when we get to Wednesday, we see some clouds building in, all ahead of those spring showers that I mentioned. They do expect to arrive Thursday, moving into Friday. So not a bad way to finish our last official weekend here of winter, Arity.
All right, thank you, Star. All right, well, Joe Masseri is here for a look at what's coming up in sports, Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Those Jersey schools, not the only local school still dancing as March Madness continues. Plus, he's back. Jalen Brunson returns for the New York Knicks as they take on the best in the West. It's all coming up in sports. Stay with us.
There are remarkable women in all walks of life. Pix 11 asked our viewers to nominate women from their own communities who inspire, lead, and make a difference in other people's lives. Pix 11 is proud to recognize these remarkable women every Wednesday in March on Pix 11 News, presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill.
Hacks for skin conditions? I've seen a lot of wacky hacks in my day.
Greek yogurt is supposed to be really good. Bananas. Spirulina baths. I came out a little bit turquoise.
Say that again. Here's the dermatologist hack. And it starts in the shower.
In the shower? I'm listening.
Introducing new Dove Body Wash for eczema-prone, hyperreactive, and dry cracked skin with dermatologist-approved ingredients.
I'm excited to try it. Yay!
New Dove Body Wash, the dermatologist's ultimate hack.
I started to get my life back when I reached out for help. I made the call because my addiction became too much. I want to feel like myself again.
The call was my first step towards getting better for myself and my family. Being with my daughter is everything, so I reached out. Every moment in recovery makes me stronger.
Once I reached out and learned about medication that can support my recovery, I was able to do more with my life. And now I know that there are better days ahead.
ReachNJ is here for you 24/7. 844-REACH-NJ.
Have heart failure and still experience unresolved symptoms? Heart failure and seemingly unrelated symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, and lower back pain could mean something more serious called ATTR-CM, a rare underdiagnosed disease that worsens over time. So it's important to recognize the signs. Sound like you? Call your cardiologist and ask about ATTR-CM.
Get ready to go to Wind Creek Bethlehem for PA's loosest slots and PA's highest payouts. More playtime and more paytime. Welcome to Casinoverse, Wind Creek's new fantasy app. Download today.
Pix 11 News presented by Stop and Shop. Feed the moment.
In the NBA, it was a good one at the Garden this afternoon. Knicks hosting the best in the West with Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in town. Jalen Brunson back in the lineup after missing 5 of the last 6 games with a foot injury. The Knicks led this one by 13 early, but Denver flipped the script. Third quarter, that's Jamal Murray, who drills the fall away. He had 25, and Denver had a 13-point lead. But back come the Knicks, fourth quarter. Brunson with the sidestep, and he buries the tough jumper. Knicks go up 5, Brunson with 24. Nuggets, though, not going away. Jokic, not 1, but 2 spins as he scores 2 of his 24. Denver back on top by 2. Later, game tied at 110, and check out Julius Randle. The tough fadeaway, he finished with 20, and this was the capper. Brunson gets the steal, and running the break, Mitchell Robinson gets rewarded for his cardio work as the Knicks win it 116-110 over the Nuggets. Well, we talked about FDU and Princeton still dancing earlier in the show, but the NIT also taking place locally. Out on the island, Hofstra hosting Cincinnati after the Bearcats had a scheduling conflict at their arena. But home court advantage not enough for the Pride as they fell 79-65 to the Bearcats. Perry Sook out in Hempstead tonight with the story.
Despite today's loss to Cincinnati in the second round of the NIT, the Hofstra Pride have certainly had a season to be proud of. In just his second year as head coach, Speedy Claxton & co. won the regular season title in the CAA and notched their first postseason win in almost 2 decades. Despite a combined 34 points from seniors Aaron Estrada and Tyler Thompson, the Pride came just short of matching Cincinnati's late run, falling 79-65. While today's outcome was certainly a disappointment, the team can look back on this season with pride.
We definitely accomplished a lot here at the end of the season and throughout the season. We did a lot of things for Hofstra University.
I'm super proud of these guys. It just sucks that we're not going to have any more days together collectively.
While next year remains uncertain for some of this year's players, what is for certain is the future looks bright for the Pride. From the MAC in Hempstead, New York, Perry Sook, Pix 11 Sports.
And a couple early finals from the Big Dance, San Diego State over Furman, and Tennessee upends Duke. We'll see if the Jersey Cinderellas can keep dancing later on.
All right, we hope so. And that'll do it for us here at 6. We'll be right back here tonight at 10. Have a great night.